Well, good afternoon. It's really late here today in Colorado. I went out today a while, and usually I do videos a little earlier than this in the day, but it's about 5 right now. I just looked at some of the news on Yahoo News, and not looking good, people. It's always kind of stuff going on every day, every hour. And I was just reading about a man shot himself and a security guard at the federal building in New York City. That just occurred a few minutes ago. And also, Hurricane Danny has strengthened to a Category 3 storm, and Paul Begley is talking more about the storms going on in the Pacific and in the Atlantic. So I have posted those links below. And also, I so I also was looking at some of the things from yesterday's video. I talked about they have a brain. I told you they have made a human brain in the lab now, where they want to make studies on help people with medical conditions and drugs and problems of the mind. And I'm telling you, I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. It's just like it might be good, but it might be bad. But we are just having all these things going on because we are in the end times, and I'm trying to stress and relate and to encourage people to wake up and to try to be about our Father's business, to share the good news, because we have so much bad news, but we have good news. And the good news is you need to get your DNA changed, because that's the only way we can make it through this troubled world, is to be born again and have the new DNA from Adam's seed. And I know a lot of people think that, well, that's a bunch of baloney and all this stuff, but Jesus said himself, if you don't believe in him, if you don't believe that he exists, he can't do nothing for you either. You must believe. You must come to him and believe that he exists. And so I'm just trying to encourage people to seek his face, to learn about him, to know who he is. And a lot of people take it intelligently and, read and study, but they do not have the DNA change. And he has to change you from the inside out. And I want to just read today from Ellen White. I posted below. Also, I meant to talk about that too. I posted below about the Pope, and they are getting ready for the Pope to arrive in Chicago in September. And wow, they just got all kind of news clippings on it. So I posted about 3 or 4 of them below, where they are talking about he's going to be coming in a Jeep Wrangler this year. He's not using a Mercedes, but he's having a Pope mobile, like a Jeep Wrangler. I mean, I'm telling you, they are getting ready for the New World Order, One World Order, and we need to be aware of it. I was just talking to a guy today in Walmart and gave him a book about the New World Order. And I've been talking about the New World Order on all of my videos. New World Order, what's behind the New World Order? And the perfect storm. Perfect storm is definitely coming. And we need to be prepared for what is coming on the earth. And we ought to stand against the wiles of the devil. And so, people, make sure you write me at marner.campbell@gmail.com, or either go to www.theperfectstormiscoming.org and get the download free on Charles Whelan's webpage. And he have different languages there on the right side of the website. And also, Charles Whelan will be coming to Colorado in September 12th at 10 a.m. He'll be arriving in Denver, and I will have more of that information posted at a later time. But it's really time to be looking and watching and understanding what's going on, because all of us are involved. All of us are involved, whether we want to be involved or not. We are on the earth here, we will be involved. So we might as well learn about what is coming and how we should prepare ourselves for what is coming. So I want to read today. Is Sabbath going to be approaching here in a few hours? And this is why I posted the Pope articles below, because God says man would think to change the times and the laws, and the Pope is already doing so. I've posted other videos about that. And he's already doing that. And so we need to know whether we're going to follow man or follow God. A lot of persecutions going on. I heard from my friend in India that 3 people was shot dead or killed while he was out doing missions this past week. And it was so disturbing for him. He had to arrive home very briefly. And this is going to be happening all around us. Death going to be on every corner. But Yahweh promises us in Psalm 91 that those that are faithful and follow him, he said that these things will be all around us, but it won't come nigh us. And also, like I said, if you die in him, you get to rise again in the first resurrection. But if you don't die in him, that is for total damnation. So we need to really put our life together and know who we're going to serve. And I'm going to read from Maranatha, the Lord is Coming, on page 246, because I know that a lot of people don't quite understand. I had another guy the other day asking me about the laws of God, were they done away with? And I was telling him that no, they're not done away with, that the ceremonial laws are done away with. And the ceremonial laws was when they used to take sheep and lamb and goats and doves to make sacrifices. But Jesus Christ is our great sacrifice now. We don't need doves and lambs and animals to be our sacrifice, like they doing now over in Israel. Some of the people now are getting ready for the sacred cow, or they want to call it the heifer, the red heifer. And we don't need these ceremonial laws anymore. They are done away with completely. But we do need the moral laws. And the 4th commandment is part of the moral law. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And this is why I said the devil and his demons and this wicked world want to get rid of God's commandments. They want to get rid of it. The Vatican want to get rid of it. The Illuminati want to get rid of it. And so we just cannot follow man. If you desire to be in God's kingdom, you do not want to follow man. So it says here on page 246 of the Maranatha, the Lord is Coming, Ellen G.White, she talks about the Sabbath is God's mark. It say, hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am the Lord your God. Ezekiel 20:20. The Israelites placed over their doors a signature of blood to show that they were God's property. So the children of God in this age will bear the signature God has appointed. They will place themselves in harmony with God's holy law. And they will, a mark is placed upon themselves. They will place themselves in harmony, with God's holy law. A mark is placed upon every one of God's people, just as verily as a mark was placed over the doors of the Hebrew dwellings to preserve the people from the general ruin. God declares, I gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I, the Lord that sanctified them, I am the Lord that sanctified them. And if you go to Genesis 2:2, you will see that God sanctified the Sabbath, set it aside from all the other days of the week, and he made that day holy, and he wanted us to come and gather and be with him on that day and that time period. Every soul in our world is the Lord's property by creation and by redemption. Each individual soul is on trial for his life. Has he given to God that which belongs to him? Has he surrendered to God all that is his as his purchased possession? All who cherish the Lord as their portion in this life will be under his control and will receive the sign, the mark of God, which shows them to be God's special possession. Christ's righteousness will go before them, and the glory of the Lord will be their reward. The Lord protects every human being who bears his sign. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am the Lord that doeth sanctify you. 6 days may work be done, but in the 7th is a Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. This recognition of God is of the highest value to every human being. All who love and serve him are very precious in his sight. He would have them stand where they are, worthy representatives of the truth as it is in Jesus Yeshua. And that's what I mean, people. God has set aside the Sabbath as a holy time to minister and be with us, to talk to us, to have that special time to come aside to be with his children. And when you working 6 days a week, it's not holy. I've heard people say, oh, all the days are holy. Well, all the days aren't holy. He has set aside one particular day. He always want a tenth of everything. So, he set aside that one day and made it holy where we can become part of his time with him. Spend time with him. So this is what I want to tell you today, and I'm going to read also from this. I just was talking about it, but I'll read it to you out of the Holy Bible, Genesis 2:2, because the Pope coming now, and what they're trying to do, they're going to get rid of all these commandments. They have already tampered with God's commandments, and they're going to want you to bow down and worship a false god, the Antichrist power. And you need to really know, are you going to serve God or man? Because like I said before, we have all these evil spirits all around us every day. And on all of my videos, I've been showing you how you should pray and ask God to come into your life where you can have authority over the devil and these evil angels. But in chapter 2 here in Genesis, it says, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and hallowed and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. And so it's part of the moral law, is what I want to say. The fourth commandment is part of the moral law. But we do not need the ceremonial laws any longer. So I'm going to say I wish you a happy and joyous weekend. And for those who keep in the Sabbath, I hope you have a holy and blessed Shabbat and Sabbath. And I thank you so much. And I ask that you go below and see all the links I've posted. I posted quite a few links on the Pope, and they all getting ready for the Pope to come. And I'm telling you, if I were you, I would not go around that stuff. I would not go there. I would not be there, or any of that stuff. I mean, like I said, we have all these demonic angels all around right now, taking over, want to take our life away from us if possible, to fill us with a lot of deceptions and lies. And so, Father, I speak to you now, and I just speak to the people watching this video. I ask that they come and read and understand, because you say we must study to show ourselves approved. And I ask that all territorial evil spirit, I speak to all territorial evil spirits, every principality, power, spirits, ruler of darkness, wicked spirits in high places, all familiar spirits, witchcraft spirits, voodoo spirits, Kabbalah spirits, Hindu spirits, Buddha spirits, New Age spirits, astrology spirits, Islamic spirits, and all spirits above, around, and below them, mentioned and unmentioned, known and unknown. I speak to all spirits on assignment against myself, my household, everyone watching this video, their families, their households. Father, I ask that you be with them in every way and show them the way to the truth, the right path, Father. And I strip you, Satan, of all your demonic pressures in our life. I speak to you and render you defenseless over us. And I cast you into outer darkness. You have no authority over us, for we are bought with a price, and we are baptized in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. And I speak to strong man spirits and crossbreed spirits and half-breed spirits and Nephilim spirits, and cast you into the outer darkness. And I ask it in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. And Father, I ask that you supply everyone's needs according to your riches and glory in Christ Jesus, whether it's physical, mentally, spiritually, making us all fishers of men, working for your purpose, and that no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against us in judgment, it shall be condemned. And again, I ask it in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, as Ephesians 6:12 says. So people, I ask you to have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And if I'm not back with another video, it'll be Monday. But I usually, if I see something real urgently important, I will come back and do a reflection on it or talk to you about it. But I thank you so much for watching, and you have a blessed and wonderful weekend. God bless. Bye-bye.